Hi, my name is David Tensmeyer, and I wanted to teach you a little something about sports because I'm a huge sports fan. Um, but I realized that a lot of people already know a lot about most of the major sports, and so I wanted to talk about one of the sports that I feel is a little underrepresented and maybe even a little looked down upon in the sports world, and that is stock car racing. So today I'm going to teach you a little something about NASCAR. Um, and I'm going to try to do this by breaking it down into three main sections of the main things you should know. First, we're going to talk about the cars in NASCAR, what makes it a NASCAR car. Second, we're going to talk about the team, the people who get the job done. And third, we're going to talk about the actual structure of the race, how the race takes place. And I hope that after this, you'll have a little better idea of what's going on if you ever catch a NASCAR race and see the cars zooming around the track, or if maybe you ever happen to, your car breaks down on a rural road and you need to relate to the locals. So, first I'm going to explain what a stock car means. So NASCAR stands for the National Association of Stock Car Auto Racing. There's many different types of auto racing. Perhaps one of the most famous is the dragster. Another one is the open-wheeled Indy car, which they use in two circuits: the Indy circuit, and which is here in the States, and Formula One, which is kind of a worldwide circuit. You can see definitely the distinction between that and this, which is a stock car. A stock car is, the original idea was mainly to make it look like a car that you could buy off a line somewhere, and in fact that's what stock car means. However, the stock car has plenty of modifications that make it a lot safer and a lot faster than a car we could buy off the line. Let's see, for example, there are no doors, there are no windows. The window frame is empty. The air can go freely through it, but there's a net that can be put in place to protect the driver if the car's rolling around. There's an air splitter down here in front of the bumper that allows the car to push the air very close to the ground and thus not create enough lift to break traction. The wing in the back, which is actually not a spoiler, it directs air in a certain way behind the car, allowing it to be a bit more stable in high speeds. Also, the tires are very wide and are slick tires, meaning there are no treads in them. That allows for extra traction on the track, but it also means they need to be replaced more often. The racing team consists of, I think most people would think of the driver, and he's definitely an integral part of the team, but isn't necessarily the most important part of the team. The driver has to get the car on the track in the fastest way possible, and he has to make sure that he lets his team know what's going on with the car so that if it needs to go into a pit stop, they can fix whatever might be wrong with it. However, you also have the pit crew who fixes the car on the go. You have the crew chief who keeps the driver updated on what's happening around the track and allows him to avoid accidents and things like that. And you also have the team manager who makes all kinds of purchasing decisions, decides what needs to be done with the car before a race, and things like that. So on the day of the race, you would go to or watch on TV a track that's very similar to this. On most tracks, you'll have one side where there's kind of a grandstand section for all the fans, and on that side there's a starting line right in the middle. There's a little tower where people will stand with flags, and those people will use the flags to start and stop the race. The flag that starts the race is a green flag, green meaning go, and there's a couple other flags that you should know about in the race. A white flag means that they're reaching the last lap of the race, so kind of advising everyone that they need to make their final positioning and be ready to finish the race on the next lap. And a checkered flag, of course, means the race is over. The first car has crossed the finish line. Also, in between, there can be caution periods. Those are marked by a yellow flag, showing that there's debris on the field and that the cars will slow down. No cars are allowed to pass each other during that period until the debris has been cleared, and then they're given the green flag again and ready to go. So there's obviously a lot more to explain about NASCAR, but I hope that that little introduction will allow you to get a little more out of the sport next time, and I hope you enjoy it.